Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Adam, and today I'm going to be giving you the first thoughts and impressions on the Mizuno Neo ZEN. This is a brand new shoe from Mizuno to their lineup. It is billed as almost like a baby version of the Neo Vista. So those that are familiar with the Neo Vista, with the booty upper, the nice soft foam, but also has a kind of nylon plate in it. This is a version minus the plate. So we literally have a daily trainer that is plateless and quite suitable for all people. But is it? So we're going to run through a bit of the specs here very quickly. Going to tell you what my first thoughts and impressions are after 20k. So I've done two 10ks on the treadmill, and then going to take it outside and we're going to see how it performs and just what my thoughts are around this and how I think it's going to hold up. But also, it is a first impressions. I don't believe that shoe reviews can be done on a shoe under 50 miles. I, over the years, have seen, I think most people have, trainers and performance in the foams, the upper, everything will vary based on conditions and how you feel, but also over time as well. Foam changes. So yeah, like I say, first impressions on this, but let's go through some of the stats and the specs on it, and then we'll dive into a bit more. So what stats do we have here on the Neo ZEN? So this was purchased with my own money. Nothing has been sent to me. No one is expecting me to make this video. But for £130, I have got a bargain here. I think in the last 4 or 5 years, daily trainers have shifted away, probably even less, from that £100 to £150, I would say, is now more that kind of daily trainer range. Whereas this is bang in the middle there, and I think it is really going to pull people into this shoe here based on the pricing, performance. Mizuno makes some of the best constructed and craftsmanship on these shoes that you'll ever find on any kind of running shoe, in my opinion. Been wearing Mizuno for more than 20 years now, and I think that, like I say, you could almost blow these up and they stay in one piece. It does have a 6mm drop, so we've got 40mm in the heel and we've got 34 in the forefoot. Gives you that 6mm heel to toe drop here. 265 grams in my UK 8.5. And like I say, we do have this booty upper, which is really well constructed. And it comes with Mizuno's next gen version of their Mizuno Energy NXT foam. So it's billed as being their softest, most responsive, and like I say, most cushioned and comfortable ride. And I think that does ring true with it. So how have I found it? Like I say, I have used this for 2 10Ks on the treadmill. I'm going to bring you along outside with me, and we're going to go and do a few miles now. Not sure whether I'm going to do 5 miles or 7 miles, but we'll see how this shoe feels. Take it on the road and give you some more impressions of it. But I think, yeah, shoe reviews, I don't believe, in my personal opinion, this is just me, I don't believe in my opinion you can really gauge how a shoe performs and really give it a good review until at least 50 miles minimum. Yes, I'm a miles over a kilometres person, even though I said 2 10Ks. Yeah, 50 miles or so for a shoe review, in my opinion. I think so much changes in a shoe over time, but also conditions as well, how you're feeling. If you just have a couple of runs in it or get up to 15 miles or so, I don't think that's going to give you enough. Some days you feel terrible, other days you feel fantastic, but over time foam also shifts and the compound kind of changes to how it kind of feels. It gets stiffer, or it firms up, or it gets lighter and softer. These things sometimes, like I say, need a break-in period, but I think gives you that real opinion over a good set of miles, differences of running, and different styles as well. So on the treadmill, just to give you an idea, I did a 10K easy, which was around about sort of 10:30, 10:40 per minute mile pace. And then the next one, I started at 10-minute mile per pace, and I went down to 8:40, 8:45-ish, just threw in a little bit there. So again, relatively easy, but with a bit of speed. And I found it perform really well. My one concern and my one downside that I think with this shoe is that this could be too soft for some people. So the stability, if you do need a stability shoe, don't think this is going to be for you. My stability was absolutely fine in this, but what I will say is that walking around the house in it, it did kind of push me backwards in the hill and made me feel like I was walking on the hill. But no concerns or no issues. I think once you get running, it feels completely different. The same with the Neo Vista that I had. That felt really funny with me, and I didn't kind of think it was going to work, and I thought that the booty upper would be not suitable for my foot shape. However, once you got running, the shoe came alive and came into itself, and I think this is the same as well. Like I say, we're going to take this out on a run. There's just a few quick specs and brief there. I'll give you one last look at the shoe, and the detail as well, like I say, from Mizuno shoes is fantastic. You've got the heel counter here and the heel pull, which is essential for these booty uppers. We do have that stretch. We also have another one which I think is great, and it's on the Neo Vista and this Neo ZEN, is we've got this kind of rubber compound here for stopping lace bites. So when we do the laces up here, it doesn't give that lace bite on it. It gives you that comfort. And I think one thing that has been, I guess, addressed from the Neo Vista, if you had that or you heard, the laces, you could literally stretch from here to Timbuktu on those, but these ones here are perfect. They are the perfect length. I always double knot my trainers, found that these were perfect. Didn't have to do anything else, unlike the Neo Vista, like I say, that were ridiculously long. And the other thing I really like about these as well is with the eye loops, we've got kind of like a silicone rubber kind of coating around here, which protects the eye loops as well from any kind of tearage over time or stretch. Again, gives you that lockdown in it, which I think's been perfect. Like I say, it does have great kind of detail on here. I really like the colorway as well. One thing with Mizuno, when they release one of their shoes, you're always going to get a white and blue version regardless, because that is their brand color, and then you generally get a black or something quite funky. We'll probably see some more colors of this over time, but I think for now, this one and a black version that I believe is out with either red or kind of orange tint, that one is available soon as well. Crafted to experience effortless performance is what it says here on the foam. So let's give it a run and see what it feels like outside rather than a treadmill. So let's go. So we're about 1 and a bit miles in, and yeah, just like the tread, they feel brilliant. Like I say, sizing will be an issue, I think, for a lot of people, but overall, nice, easy cushion, soft. Doesn't feel as soft when you're running compared to walking, but that's obviously the compression, the weight being put through it, and the power. But yeah, 1 mile in, feeling really, really good. Very, very comfortable. Quite possibly up there with the comfortablest running shoe I've ever put on. And I think that's to do with the knit upper. It's yeah, really snug, very soft, but oh so comfy. So I'll check in again in a bit and let you know how we get on. But we are 1.25 miles in. Love it so far. And we are back home, and we're also 4 days later. Unfortunately, my camera did die out on the run, but I wanted to share my impressions with this, and I've actually managed to get a few more miles into it now. So I've got up to around about 27 miles, so I'm going to share a few more thoughts on this and keep it brief. So yeah, I took it out for 4.75 miles the other day out on the road. And that's where the footage you just saw come from. And then I took it for a 9.5 miler at the weekend, which included a park run in there. Bit of a tempo 10K in there, progressive as well. So that was a really nice kind of workout. And then a nice easy sort of 5K at park run. The shoe is very different, as you can imagine, on the treadmill. Very flat, very consistent. Where you take outside, it is undulating, the surfaces are different. It felt very different. So whilst the responsiveness felt really nice and cushioned, and it felt a lot better outside than on the treadmill, as you'd imagine, it did feel a little bit sort of wobbly in the hill, I won't lie. The lockdown feels great, but when you're actually moving, I think it's that the top part is good, but I think the lower end of the hill counter is really soft and really open. It does lead to a bit of sort of the feeling like you're shifting around inside the shoe. That said, I have replaced the Mizuno inner soles, and I put in some sort of inner soles of my own here that I've not worn for years, but I had just hanging around to see if it's made a difference. So next few runs are going to be including that, and just to see whether the flimsy ones that you get in here from Mizuno really did impact the run on there and the kind of lockdown. Did get a few hot spots as well, so after around about sort of 3 miles in the run on kind of all the runs I've taken it on, did feel kind of hot spots on the front of the balls of my feet, both of them, which is very unusual. I don't get that. And then what I noticed more so on my left foot was around about where we see the kind of, I guess, this decal on the outside here of the Mizuno Running Bird logo. It did feel like it was rubbing against the left foot of mine and pinching. Again, I don't know if it was that or if it was the kind of cheap and flimsy inner sole that's inside it, but either way, they're things just to kind of note on. And although the progressive 10K that I took it on started at, what was it, around about 9:45-ish a mile, and I got it down, my final mile was around, I think, 8:19 per minute mile. Felt lovely, felt really good, but I don't feel like I could push it any faster than that. I think that was real kind of max, and that last mile was a real hard effort as well. And it felt really hard in this shoe that it wasn't giving back because of its softness. But overall, really good shoe. Like I say, we're just short of about 30 miles in it now. So I'm going to put some more miles into this, get it over 50, put it again through different kind of runs, do some hill work in it and see if it kind of works, do some speed work in it, and some also recovery runs as well. So tomorrow will be a recovery run after Run Club tonight, and then I'll come back once I've hit that illustrious 50 mile, minimum 50 mile, as I say. But overall, Mizuno Neo ZEN is a great shoe. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 at the moment. I think it's missing a little bit, but it's also got so much, and I think it's also changed over time. As I've talked about earlier on, the shoes do change over time, which is why a long-term review is really good. But yeah, Mizuno Neo ZEN, This is now available, so we are Monday 20th of January. I now see that this is available across the UK. If you're interested, go and pick it up a pair. There's a few places that have it. It's £130. If you get a 10% or 15% off welcome promotion, if you've never used that site before, create a new email and set up, you can get this for around £117, which I think is an absolute steal. You are going to get some good miles out of it. As you can see, durability is probably going to be really good, although I've only got, like I say, a few miles on it. At the moment, it's showing no signs of wear. Really good shoe. Half size down is my opinion and my recommendation on this, but check it out if you're interested for a daily trainer that is nice, soft, comfortable, and fairly versatile as well, and it's not going to break the bank. So yeah, we'll put some more miles into this and I will come back soon, and thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.